Okay, so confession time. I hate ironing. It just takes too much time and space to set up. I know, it is so important to press your seams while sewing, but I know I'm not alone here when I admit that when I'm in a hurry, this is a really easy step to skip. But I found a better way that is so much faster than using a traditional iron, and I can fit it right on top of my workbench. So for today's tip, I'm going to show you how to press your seams while still kind of being lazy about it. So the trick is to ditch the iron and use a heat press, like this little one right here. So this cute little fella right here is a heat press meant for heat transfer vinyl, but it also works really well as an iron. The one I have is from Cricut, and since this video is not sponsored, I'll also share some links to some other brands in the description below if you want to pick one out for yourself. You'll also want to get an ironing pad. These are great because they can turn any surface into an ironing board, including your workbench. These pack up really well and are easy to stash away into a nearby bin or drawer until you're ready to use them. I like to set up my heat press up beside my sewing machine. When I fold my ironing pad in half, I have plenty of room to do both on the same workbench. After dropping my heat press into its cradle and plugging it in, all I need to do is select the proper heat setting and wait for the light to switch from amber to green. This should just take about a minute or two at most. Here are the heat settings for my Cricut, but be sure to consult your manual if you're using another brand. Low is best for sensitive fabrics like lycra, spandex, and nylon. Use medium for silk, polyester, and wool, and high for natural materials like cotton and linen. You can use this as a starting point, but always test on a scrap piece of fabric first, especially synthetic materials. Too much heat will cause these fibers to melt and leave behind shiny scuff marks. This is where a pressing cloth can help. You won't need anything fancy, just lay some scrap muslin or cotton on top of your fabric so your heat press isn't touching it directly. As you can see, this is a really efficient way to press seams while you sew. I really like how easy this is to use and it never feels like it's in my way. And the hot part stays tucked away in its cradle so I never have to worry about burning myself. Let's talk about how to press a seam. After sewing, you'll first want to press the stitch. This will help remove any puckering. Then, you'll need to decide whether you want to press your seam forward, backward, or open. Forward and backward create a bolder seam on either side, while an open seam is more neutral. Then just press the seam in whichever position, and that's really it. Now, obviously this isn't a steam iron, and steam can be pretty important for certain fabrics, especially if you want a crisp, permanent hold. Don't worry, you still don't need to reach for that steam iron. We'll just do it the way your great-grandmother did, by using a damp pressing cloth. The heat from the iron will turn the water into steam on contact. And for me, that's still easier than filling up a steam iron. Unless, of course, you've got a pile of laundry to do. Then you might be happier that you've had that larger iron. But then you're doing laundry. And well, we're talking about being lazy here. So, yeah. Well, that's it for today. I hope this tip helped out. And if you have any other tricks for crafting in a smaller space, leave a comment below, and maybe I'll talk about it in a future video. You can also tell me about it directly over on Twitch, where you can watch me work on all my cosplays and lately work on these videos. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is a brand new channel and every little bit of support counts. Stay tuned as I'll be posting new videos each week, so hopefully I'll see you for the next one.